Tonight, Most Haunted Live ventures further into the darkness to investigate a most historic place in the centre of what was decades ago hailed one of London's most violent areas. The whole building, its ground floor and first floor, are all said to be plagued by an abundance of paranormal and supernatural phenomena. Join us on another enthralling expedition into the unknown, tonight on Most Haunted Live.
Welcome to this night 3 of Most Haunted Live at Halloween. I'm David Bull, and once again I'm in our command centre of our paranormal investigation, deep in the East End of London, in what some say is one of the most haunted cities in the world. Now, this whole area has been plagued and terrorised by bizarre phenomena for centuries. 2 nights ago we began our quest at Tower Bridge, the very picturesque landmark. Now, last night we moved to Commercial Tavern in Commercial Street, again in the East End. And there, the team seemed to encounter various spirits, one of which appeared to be Joseph Merrick, the Elephant Man, who was said to have hidden in the tunnels of Commercial Tavern. And Derek also appeared to be possessed by a man called Jacob Hills. Well, it certainly caught your imagination, because we've had texts and emails from around the world, from New York, Chicago and New Mexico. They're all talking about what happened last night. And this is what happened.
I got a feeling of a stabbing.
Right.
It was an attack. Okay.
Car's collapsed. He's in a lot of pain. Can someone get down here quick, please? Get Andy or something, please.
Okay, there you go, Joseph. Oh, wow, look at that. It's really clear now you said it.
Is this your energy?
For whatever reason.
What was it?
Are you Joseph Merrick? Yes. Where are you? You can see me through.
Yes! Go forward.
So, that was last night. Now, on to tonight's location. Again, this location tonight is very different from the others. It has nearly 1,000 years of history associated with this location. It's a place of punishment, of incarceration and torture. Let's find out more about it as we meet our investigation team, because tonight they are already on site. So let's say a very big hello to Yvette Fielding, Derek Okora, Kieran O'Keefe and the rest of the team. Good evening. Well, a very good evening to all of you. I have to start, Yvette, by talking about yesterday and this name that appeared, Joseph Merrick, which seems an extraordinary thing to happen. What's your feelings about that?
Well, for us, it was just something that just came about. We were using the planchette, which is a piece of wood and a pen in the top. And we couldn't believe our luck. For me, I've used the planchette many, many times. But it actually really did spell out this particular name. We had the first name Joseph and the surname Merrick. Now I've used, as I've said, the planchette many times, and I've never had a first name and a surname come out like that so clearly. And the great thing is that none of our team, apart from myself and Kieran, knew of this surname, or indeed the first name. So I actually stepped out. And lo and behold, Kath stepped in and it started to spell out the surname. So we were all amazed that we got this name.
Now, about tonight's location, because I sort of mentioned it has nearly 1,000 years of history on this site, but actually the site's been used for various things throughout the year. Without telling us too much, give us a little more detail about the location you're in tonight.
The location, obviously you won't be able to tell because of the night vision cameras, but I can't actually see my hand in front of my face. All I'm looking at now is a little red light, which I know to be the camera with John standing behind it. It's pitch black. Downstairs there are lots of rooms leading off from each other, but above there's a huge, wide, open space, and it's very, very atmospheric, particularly upstairs. So the atmosphere is wide. We're really, really wanting to crack on with things, so hurry up, David.
OK, well, time to get on with it then, so prepare yourself for tonight's investigation. And again, once again, good luck from all of us here in the studio. Very good luck.
Thanks, David. Thank you.
Now, the role of this studio is to try and make sense of what's going on location, to collate the information, the data that we get from the team. And to do that, I'm joined by a very august panel of experts. They are, of course, our very own parapsychologist, Dr. Matthew Smith, and with him, medium and astrologer, David Wells. Well, very good evening to both of you. Let me start, first of all, with you, David Wells, for a change. Last night, this Joseph Merrick, what do you make of that?
Well, like Yvette said, the planchette was really interesting. It was behaving in a way that we haven't seen before, because normally it twists and turns. It was very, very definite. I mean, I don't know much about the Elephant Man, only I guess what everyone else seen from the film. And from what I gather, he was an extraordinarily intelligent man. And as in life, as I always say, as in death.
Let's ask our open-minded sceptic, what did you make of it?
Well, again, I'm hoping it's not too good to be true, because I think before anyone else noticed it was Joseph, I was saying, well, you know, it seems to be spelling out the name Joseph. And I think it was also interesting because, again, when we're making sense of it, I was thinking, well, if it's an Elephant Man, I thought it was John Merrick. So the usual kind of lay knowledge is that the name is John Merrick. So that was kind of interesting. I think, you know, I'd want to kind of be more confident that nobody around that table at all could have known that. There wasn't somebody maybe thinking of the name that was going to come through. And it was interesting that we, at least Yvette, thought to say, OK, well, I'm going to take myself out of the table, because she had heard the discussion in the studio. And they got something that looked a bit like the kind of the name Merrick. So, intriguing. It doesn't necessarily convince me that it was something paranormal going on.
I'm very happy with intriguing, to be quite honest.
No, intriguing, yes. Well, intriguing. It's better than being interesting, but it was
definitely
definitely
certainly is. Now, tonight's location, you actually visited earlier on today, I believe.
I did,
We'll
yeah.
show the film of what you found a little later on. But for the moment, from both of you, thank you very much indeed. Now, we also have another expert, of course. He's a historian and author. He's also a ghost expert. And some say he is one of the funniest historians in Britain, if you watched last night's programme. It is, of course, Richard Jones.
David.
A very good evening to you, Richard. Did you recover from last night?
Just about, yes. I'm on my best behaviour tonight.
I should hope so, after what you did to me. Right, moving on to tonight's location. Again, without telling us too much, I was saying nearly 1,000 years of history, all sorts of punishment and torture. I mean, the stories here are good, aren't they?
Very good stories and a very, very good history indeed. The site itself does go back a long way, and it's a fantastic area of London as well, because there's a lot of history in that area, and a lot of outlawed history as well. I won't go into the reasons why at this moment, but it certainly is fascinating.
OK, now, in terms of the fact that it's been used for various buildings on that particular location, i.e. it's changed throughout the years, do you think that will change our investigation tonight?
I think it could well do, yeah. I think we're in a different area, and we're in, a different type of location with a different type of history, and not as an exact history as we had last night.
OK, well, thank you very much indeed. So we sort of teased you with tonight's location. So, a lot of history, punishment and torture and beatings and imprisonment. It's quite a story, and here it is.
This museum is built on the very foundations of the UK's oldest jail, the original Clink prison. This place was renowned for the ill-treatment, torture and brutality towards its unfortunate inmates. The museum setting depicts the horrific conditions which inmates had to endure, complete with some original artefacts. Astonishingly, though nothing of the original building remains, many staff tell of frequent, staggering supernatural experiences. A boy is seen moving through the museum and disappearing through a wall. A young lady has been reported sitting on the floor, shaking and rattling her shackles. But why are these spirits here? Who are they? Why are they unwilling to vacate this site? We hope to gain a better insight.
So there's the story of tonight's location. Well, this is the moment you've all been waiting for, so it's time to grab a cushion, hide behind the sofa, and watch this.
Okay, well, here we are. We're actually inside the Clink prison. And it's absolutely pitch black. Can you see if I just shine my torch down there, Derek? You all right,
Yes,
Kieran?
okay.
Can you see?
Yes, yeah, I'm fine.
All right. Now, because basically there's lots and lots of small areas around here, little rooms on this ground floor. So if you want to actually maybe just... Do you want me to keep talking while you basically pick up on energies, or would that help you a bit more?
It would actually, yes.
All right. How is this, Kieran, for you, this particular location? How are you feeling?
This is quite exciting. I know a little bit about this location. I actually feel fine coming in here. The reason why I find this quite interesting is because, you know, there are visual prompts around, and it'd be quite interesting to see what comes out from Derek, you know, and trying to really get to the meat of actually what went on here, or, you know, what sort of things have been seen or heard, that sort of stuff. So quite interesting what's going to happen tonight.
I mean, I feel absolutely fine in this particular area. How does the rest of the crew feel? Carl, Stuart, John, how are you feeling?
I feel absolutely fine. I do feel that the atmosphere is heavy in here, but I feel fine with it. I mean, certainly warmer than it is outside. Stu?
This moment in time, I feel good. I'm excited about tonight. Yeah, I don't feel scared whatsoever.
Okay, John?
I'm okay. I am okay. I don't feel nervous. I feel absolutely fine. So far.
Okay, good. All right. Anything, Derek, you're picking up on?
Well, just as you were talking, and I know all the team were talking there, I've become aware, and it's only from the residual energy. It's not an active spirit person. What I want to talk about, a person whose energy has been displayed here. How far back, I don't know at this moment in time. But you see, I want to go into a pose of clasping my hands, because I was doing that a moment ago, and I wanted to bend my head and then just walk around as if I was praying. Now, that sounds probably ludicrous. We're in a place like this, and I feel that we've got the energies of a man that walks around here on a regular basis, who is of clergy, and a very high office, I feel, because I feel so important about this soul for some reason. And yet, you would think a person of the cloth, a person of faith, would be of serene character. I feel that this soul is seemingly lost. He doesn't seem to be happy. He doesn't seem to be content. And I'm not saying he's displaying anger when he walks around, but I feel as if he wants to, the only way I can describe it at this moment, he wants to get even. That's the only thing I can say. There's a feeling, I want to get even with something, with this man of the cloth.
So is he, the man of the cloth wants to get even with something?
Yes.
And so is he agitated?
Yeah, there is a certain amount of agitation with him. I feel, because I'm picking this from the residual energy, he is active at times in here and higher up, I feel. I've not been around this before, but I feel as if I want to go into a big room with this man. But he could just come down here. There's also, I'm aware of a young boy laughing, and he's running. And it seems as if the clergy, the man, sees this child, this boy, and I feel the boy is in the atmosphere as well. He runs, he doesn't walk, he runs. And this boy, I feel he calls out, he shouts out, and I feel there's laughter with this boy as well. And yet, I feel sorrow. I'm starting to feel... And yet, I feel sorrow. I'm starting to feel as if I just want to fall down on my knees and cry and scream, because I feel as if this area is putrid. This area is so bad. It's like as if, ooh, someone wants to do me injury, someone wants to hurt me.
How old is this little boy?
I feel this little boy wouldn't be any older than 4 or 5.
Right.
And I feel so wretched with this little boy.
So what time period are you talking about here? When would he have been here?
I feel that this little boy, we're going back to something in the region, bear with me. Oh, it goes way back this heavy.
Did anyone move any chains then?
Or the keys or something?
I heard, yeah.
Like a jingling?
Yeah.
No one's moving.
No
but...
one moves anything around here.
But I heard
like a chain or
Which
something,
direction?
didn't it?
Which direction did
it seemed to come from over here.
This little boy comes from
about?
it's 1640 something. 1640.
Right.
1640.
Okay.
If you can get a name, that would be really good.
Should we just go? Where do you say you heard this?
Did anyone else hear it?
Yeah, no, I heard it.
Where from, Carl?
It seems to be around here.
On sound.
No one else up here heard that?
No. There is a chain on here, Carl. It won't jingle.
A what? There's a chain. Where?
Yeah. But that's no way that makes a sound, though.
No, not unless it's bashed against something. Would it have been this? That's the webcam there. Wait a minute.
No, the webcam was
Doesn't
caught
even
that
be.
maybe.
Yeah, it wouldn't even.
No, it wasn't. It was like a heavy chain. It was heavier than that.
Okay. All right. Are you aware of any spirit presence here now? You talked about residual energy, weren't you?
I'm not picking up a spirit energy present here in this ground floor or level at this moment. I am also picking up, as we've just come into this area, we've only moved a matter of feet, but I just seen that this place seems to be engulfed in flames, and it's it's the smoke everywhere, and I just feel as if a major fire or this place engulfed in flames.
When was that?
Oh God! Can you help me with this? Again, I feel we're going back with this, back in time. Seventeen hundred and something, and it was the flames. It's like as if everything was destroyed. Everything was just burnt to the ground.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just. I do know for a fact that Max, the dog, is here. So what I would like to do is maybe bring Mark and Max in. Is that all right? Can we do that?
Yeah, that's all right.
Just let him have a wander around and see if he can actually pick anything up for us. Because for me, I find it absolutely fascinating. I don't know how you feel, Kieran, about the dog, if it picks anything up.
Well, coming in here, first off, it is going to be like a fishing exhibition for Derek, but also it's great to have the dog to come in and kind of see if he senses anything, and we know from the last 2 nights that we seem to be getting something. You know, Max is certainly sensitive to something.
And it's very warm in here, isn't it? It's not cold at all. So if anybody senses anything, I still feel absolutely fine in this location. I don't feel worried in the slightest. But it's interesting that you pick up on this little boy that's running all the time, but you don't feel his presence.
He's not in the spirit body in this atmosphere yet.
Right. Okay.
And maybe he's elsewhere.
Okay. And did you say that they came from the same time period?
I feel they would have
holy
come
man
from around the same time. Yes.
Right. Okay. What do you think he's running from?
I feel that this little boy, I don't know why, but I feel there's a sense of incarceration with this little boy. But I don't feel that he left his physical body through his life being taken from him. I feel as if there was a disease, something that caught hold of him.
Right.
It could be, I can't tell the disease, but it's something that would affect his breathing.
Okay.
And I feel that's how he come out of his physical body.
Is Max here yet? He's only still on his way. Okay. Do you want to have a bit more of a wander through? Because we can always come back.
Yeah.
We can always come back to specific areas. Okay. We're just waiting for Max and Mark to come here. So it's back to the studio. We've already heard some chains clanking, so I don't know what Matthew thinks of that, because no one was actually in the particular room. We were away from the sound, so I'm intrigued to hear what Matthew thinks to that. So it's back to the studio.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Yvette. I'll ask you in a minute, Matthew. But what a great start to tonight's show already. And as usual, this is very much an interactive show. We want to hear what you think about what's going on. And here to tell you how to do that is the man who's in charge. He's the captain of our interactive ship. It could only be Julian Clegg.
Thanks, David. And
What a night we had last night. Just to say, last night, over 335,000 visits to the website, nearly 1 million page impressions. Just putting that in perspective, quite incredible. Now, once again tonight, we want you to get involved in the programme, and we have our webcams in action on our website, mosthauntedlive.net. Let's just look at a map here, because we've got the map which will show you where the 4 webcams are tonight. You can see them come up there on the site where the crew are. And the webcams themselves, webcam 1 is near the blacksmith, and we can look at the actual cameras now. If we look at those, all 4 will come up. Webcam 1 is in the blacksmith, webcam 2 is in the torture chair, webcam 3, coming up in just a moment, is the main room, and webcam 4 is the first floor. So look at those webcams. They're always incredibly busy every time we do this. Say, of course, where you are and where you're from when you get in touch, and then text this number, 83088, with your messages, please. And then start your message haunted, then a space, then MSG, and then your name and location, please. Or fax us 0208 986 5981, or send your text photos, very importantly, to 07725 203 049. Now, on the photo messages, 2 things to bear in mind. One is, please get permission from who if you're taking any pictures of, so they know they might appear on the television later on. And we particularly want to hear from you if anything odd has happened at home, or you've had any paranormal or spooky experiences in your house on your photo messages, please. So that number again, 07725 203 049. They cost 50p plus standard network charges. They're available to UK phones. Get permission from whoever pays the bill, and you must be over 18 to get involved in that as well, please. And of course, the website, mosthauntedlive.net, has all the details. Now, our competition tonight. Very excited about the prize tonight. Tonight's winner will receive a 42-inch Panasonic digital plasma television, a Sony DVD player, and a copy of all the Most Haunted DVD releases to date. Now, we reckon, we've got our tape measure out, this is a 42-inch plasma set. So you could have one this big in your living room if you're a winner tonight. It's a fantastic prize. So win the plasma TV and all those DVDs. And then 10 runners-up also receiving the new DVD, which is out tomorrow, which is Series 2. And actually, I love this because it's got press here to hear Yvette scream. So shall I do that, see whether it works? Here we go. Just about hear that. If you'd like to win that box set, you could if you're a runner-up on the competition tonight. Now, how to get involved, of course, on that is to dial this number, 09015 339910. And, of course, the important question, which is, during which Most Haunted Live did Yvette, Derek and the team appear to make contact with the Coven of Witches? Was it A, Elstree, B, Pendle Hill, or C, Mise Artro? Now, if you think you know the answer to that, you dial the number 09015 339910, or if you're a digital satellite viewer, press your red button right now. It costs £1 to enter. You could be a winner later on. More from Interactive later. David, back to you.
Lovely, thank you very much indeed, Julian. Very quickly, Matthew, Yvette just mentioning there she could hear chains clanking. Thoughts?
Well, I don't think we heard them, but I don't doubt that there were chains clanking again. Not control conditions, there's lots of people down there, and there are lots of places where there are chains there with various kind of torture equipment. So, not impressed yet. Plenty of time, though.
Plenty of time. But although already tonight, Derek appears to be picking up on this clergyman of high office and this major fire in 17-something, where everything, he said, burnt to the ground. And a little boy, aged 4 or 5, incarcerated. He mentions the date 1640. But he feels he died of a disease. What was that disease? Who was the boy? And what was the fire? Find out in a few minutes' time. Welcome back to night 3 of Most Haunted Live at Halloween. Thank you for all your messages already, particularly to Richard Shoebridge in Burgess Hill in Sussex, who says, now there's a most haunted dog on the team. This is even more like watching Scooby-Doo. Now, if Yvette is Daphne, Carl is Fred, and Kath is Velma, who is Shaggy? So perhaps you'd like to let us know. That was David Wells pointing at Matthew. And Gary Adams in Hitchin says he feels it's going to be a really good show tonight. Good luck to all of our investigative team, but also to his girlfriend Laura, will you marry me? I love you. So do let us know. OK, already we've picked up, or Derek appears to have picked up, various spirits. So, a clergyman, this boy, and possibility of this fire which burnt everything to the ground. Let's go and rejoin the team and find out what's going on.
Say yes, Laura. You have to say yes to marrying that lovely man. And we think here that John Gilbert is definitely Shaggy. There you go. As you can see, we're all feeling a little bit... We're all feeling jovial here. We don't feel at all frightened or anything. We feel absolutely fine. Max is here, our own Scooby-Doo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk round and Max is going to follow me and see if Max picks anything up. OK, Mark? Yep. All right, just watch your footing here, love. Now, I might take you to the wrong rooms because I don't really know where... Is this bit here? Okay, he's off. Just go where he takes you, Mark. Go where he takes you.
Good boy. Good boy. Good lad. Good lad. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. There's a good boy. Good boy. Where's it? Where's it? Where's it? Oh, good lad. Good boy.
What the hell did you do there?
Good boy.
Oh, it's just a small... Is that a door?
Yeah.
Oh, he's up there.
Good lad. Good lad.
Good boy.
Good boy. Good lad. Good lad. Good lad.
Which way is that way? This way?
No. Where you been?
Back this way. Right, okay, this way. Hello.
Come the camera back and just go back where you've already been. Just sit. Oh, good boy, was it? Was it? Good lad. Good lad.
He seems quite excitable.
Wandering around but not knowing where to go. Good boy.
Is this normal, Mark, when he goes into somewhere new? Does he sort of... You know...
He will survey the area and check it out, yeah.
But he's fine, he doesn't seem...
No, he's absolutely fine at the moment. He's
OK.
doing it, yeah.
Is he all right to stay with us for now?
Yeah, it's fine.
OK. Now, Derek, while Max has been wandering around and picking up, hopefully, on something, he seems excitable, have you got any more information that you can give to us?
Well, whilst we've been walking around, just about a couple of moments ago, I seemed to walk into an area and suddenly it was like a bolt from my feet to my head and I seemed to be like taken back and the whole area, even though it's pitch black here now, I seem to be transported to a different environment than this and I just feel as if there's been an awful lot of, how can I put it, barbaric doings, barbaric conditions, and yet it's like as if I want to come away from this building or in the area in which I am now and go to a different environment altogether. It seems as if I go back to a different environment altogether. It seems as if I go back and some atrocities, some terrible, terrible things have happened in this area.
What sort of things?
Well, I just feel, I mean, we're here down in this area that appears to be like a cells and jail, like a jail, and yet it's not indifferent to that, but a different building altogether, totally. And I've become aware again from the residual energy of one individual who would have, and I feel as if we go way back with this, way back.
What sort of year? Are you getting an exact year for this?
Well, I was getting what was coming to my mind 1200 and something, 1265.
Gosh, yeah, that's way back then, isn't it?
1265.
And what sort of
and
building?
even before that.
What sort of building would it have been there? Are you picking up on what kind of building it could have been?
Quite simple. To me, it was like a prison.
Okay.
Where people were held, men, women, children, and they were butchered, they were tortured, the screams that's in this energy here.
And there's this child that you picked up as well.
Yes.
You're saying he was part of that prison.
I feel he was.
So
Nothing
he was
to do with
here in
this.
16 something or other.
Yes.
So
Yes.
1640. So from
Yes.
right back to that time period, right up to the 1600s, it was a prison.
Most definitely.
Right, it's a
it
long
had to be
time.
because the conditions with me.
Yeah.
It's like I just wanted to break down and cry because what I saw, just quickly, just in brief psychic vision, I'm seeing treatments to people that were just you couldn't imagine.
I've just heard something to the left of me. I don't know if John picked it up. It was very, very quiet. It was like a
I heard something just as you looked over your shoulder. I heard something. I don't know what it was. I don't know if
It was like a kind of just a That was it. Okay.
Did anybody else hear it?
John heard
Over
something.
there? So John did hear that.
I heard
so you can
something.
possibly listen back to that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, just to let you know, what we've done is we've actually sent the rest of our team upstairs. Now, they're in front of one of the webcams. Richard's on the walkie-talkie, so I'll just check to see if everything's okay. Richard, it's Yvette. Is everything all right with you up there?
Things are happening up here. We're hearing noises. We've heard something scrape a stone across the floor and 2 grunts, and we don't like it.
Oh, that's interesting. Now, what I think we should do is maybe set up and do a séance straight away. Do you think?
Yeah, fine.
Keep the guys up there. Do you think, Carl?
Yeah. I just, make sure that they, I know it's very difficult, but if they can stay as close to the webcams as possible so the viewers can actually see what they're doing.
Yeah, okay.
If we can let Richard know that. I know it's very difficult,
Yeah.
but I think, keep them up there, that's great.
All right. So, I've just heard a rumble there. There has to be a train by here, doesn't there? Did anybody else hear the rumbling?
Yeah, I heard that.
We'll check
Could
whether
be
there's
heavy
trains.
traffic or-
Could be something. I'm going to throw back to the studio now. Whilst we set up for a séance, we'll keep the rest of the team up there, and because it sounds like something's happening up there. So it's back to you in the studio.
Well, thanks very much. Now, that's very intriguing indeed, because Derek says that he comes up with this date, 1265, a prison where he felt people were butchered and tortured. And then this little boy, and the date he gave was 1640. Again, he feels very strongly this was still a prison. But was it a prison? What else happened on that site? Find out in a few minutes' time. Welcome back to Most Haunted Live on this night 3 of Halloween. Now, you may remember that Richard Shoebridge wanted to know who was Shaggy. Well, lots of you have let us know what you think. Thanks so much for these. Stuart should be Shaggy, according to Sharon in Bracknell, Jill in Caerphilly, and Bryn in Solihull. Duncan in Derby says it has to be Richard Felix, but Gavin near Salisbury says it should be me. Thanks very much. Now, the team are investigating tonight a location which has nearly 1,000 years of history. We've talked about the torture that went on there, the imprisonment. Now, you have to be a very brave person to join our investigative team, indeed. But one dream is about to come true for one of our studio audience, because what we've done, we've actually drawn one name out at random from hundreds of willing volunteers. So just when the studio audience was sitting there looking very comfortable, the person joining the investigation team tonight is... Maria Loft. Maria, where are you? Stand up. Maria's 32. She's a library manager. Maria, go and join Tiffany, who will make sure you're taken out to tonight's location. So there you see Maria being escorted out of the building to join our team on location tonight. Great stories, great history. Already Derek seems to be picking up on things on location. So let's go and join the team and find out what they're uncovering.
Okay, what we're doing is we're actually just about to start a séance now. As you know from before the break, we actually sent up the rest of the crew, and they were reporting hearing some grunting noises and like a sound of a stone being dragged across the floor. So they're still up there now. The walkie-talkies is in the middle of the séance table. Also, Max and Mark, I think he's just popped up for a bit of water, but he's coming back in. And also, Kieran, you just did an experiment on Carl with water. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, Carl had this theory that sometimes when we're doing seances and people report a drop in temperature, that certainly when we have breaks, you know, we try and rehydrate ourselves and drink cool water, and that if you actually drink that, maybe there's a delayed period and your body temperature does actually reduce as a result of drinking
water. And everybody will go,
water.
oh, I feel really cold, I feel really cold.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And certainly we're picking up that slightly on Carl's throat already.
Okay.
It's a reduction.
All right. Okay, then, shall we join hands? Okay. Fingers touching. Keep your feet uncrossed. Okay, Derek, do you want to start?
We ask of the highest and the noblest of thoughts to surround us and protect us from any negative energies of intent. And we ask this in the name of love. Okay, Evie?
Okay. If there's any people, any spirit people in this building now, please hear my voice. Please hear my voice. Come forward. Any spirit people, any astral beings that haunt this place, that were once incarcerated here, who still are around, please come forward and try and talk to us. Are you trapped? Do you wish to see your loved ones in heaven? If you do, please. You're tapping on the table, Carl.
No, why would I be tapping on the table?
No, I know. I just wondered if you'd moved your hands.
No, there was
Did anybody move their hands? No one did.
No.
I just felt like it came from over there. I just heard two very soft taps on the table, like someone who's just tapped the top of the table twice. Okay. And another one.
I just heard that.
If there is anybody here, any spirit person that feels trapped and needs our help, we're here to help you. And another one.
I'm not actually.
That's on the floor. That wasn't on the table. I can hear it on the
On
floor.
my feet, if John, if you pound down, my feet are actually not touching the floor.
Yeah. If there is any spirit person here, any astral beings that wish to communicate with us in any way, come and talk to us. Come and tell us that you're here. We don't mean you any harm. We're here to... I
heard that.
I did. It sounded like it was coming from the floor.
I want to take my earpiece out because I'm not hearing that.
Okay. Are you here? If there is a spirit person or spirit people here that still haunt this place, that feel trapped, please can you tap on the table twice?
Didn't you hear those two taps?
No.
I heard two.
I did hear two, but I just assumed it was somebody walking.
Everybody keep really still.
I'm going to kneel down so I can get right in. Right, man behind me. Actually, I heard them from behind me. There's no one there.
If there are any astral beings here now and you're trying to communicate with us, please can you make the knocks louder?
There's one.
There's one. Did you get it, John?
Yeah.
And again, please tap again, much louder. Did you get that, John?
Yes.
Okay. Are you a male spirit? Please tap once for yes. Are you female? Tap once for yes. Are you a child? Are there many of you here? Oh, there you go. There's many.
When that happened, I just got a real cold blast right across my
Yeah,
neck.
it's gone very cold right round my right round my legs. There are many spirit people here because it actually banged in response to that question.
Kieran, is there any difference in the temperature?
Around our feet, around our legs.
I do get a draft coming over from...
Oh, wow,
I've just got
flipping
cold
heck!
Did you get
That was
as well?
like a real blast
Yeah,
of
it was.
on our hands, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
See, there's a green... See that green area?
Wow, that was really strong. Okay. Do you all need our help? If you can hear my voice, do you all need our help? Do you all feel trapped here? That was one, wasn't it? It was another knock. Okay. Can you do something for us? We won't leave. We will help you. We will help you. Before we leave here, we will release you so you can see the light and you can go to your loved ones. Do you understand? Tap once if you understand. Yes. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we do that, if you understand me, please, can you do something? Can you do something? Can you do something to affect us here? Can you move something? That was a little knock.
That was definitely a tap.
Can you do something for us now, please? Can you affect the electricity? Or show yourself to us? Come amongst us now. We don't mean you any harm. Oh, did you feel that cold glass flipping heck? That was so strong.
Yeah.
Good grief. Okay, and again, please. That was fantastic. Please blow upon our faces. Touch us, we don't mind. We just really want to know that you're around. In the name of God, please come forward. We don't mean you any harm. We're here to help you this evening.
John, I'm getting drafts coming around.
Is what coming around?
Just I'm showing drafts coming around.
Drafts coming around, really?
Leaves and...
Do you want to get that on camera? Okay. Should we move our fingertips to the edge of the table?
Yeah.
Please, if you can hear my voice, I would ask you with so much respect, can you try and move this table for us? Oh, wow, did you hear that? No, it's knock, it's a big knock. Can you move this table, please? Please move this table. If there are many of you here, we will help you. Here we go.
Yeah, it's going.
There you go. Oh.
Oh.
Please, there are many of you here. We promise we will not leave you here. But you must help us. I've got my finger just hovering over the top of this table.
Mine aren't even touching.
Mine are off.
Mine are off. Okay. Please, could you try and lift the table off the floor for us? Please, if there are many of you here, and I know you can do this, use our energies, take our energy from us. Move the table again for us, but try and lift it in such a way we know that it's not us that's moving it, but you. Come around us now. Please don't be frightened. Move the table again for us if you can. Move the table again. But see if you can move it in a much more violent manner. Good grief. Wow, it's shaking. A much more violent manner. A much more violent manner. Please, we promise we will not leave here without helping you. You will be released. You will see your loved ones in heaven tonight. I promise you. Move the table. Really move it for us, all of you. Try and get underneath it and push it up. Push it up, if you can. Come on, harder for us, please. Please, much harder. We know you can do it. We're not asking for you to do party tricks. We just want to know this is really you. Wow. Did you hear that?
Back to Most Haunted Live at Halloween. This is the most talked about show on British television, and tonight, once again, it's talked about in the United States because over 100,000 people are now watching on the east and west coast of America on our webcam. So a very good evening and welcome to all of you. Welcome to all of you. Now, tonight, we're investigating a location which has a notorious history. It has a very dark atmosphere, and the team are continuing their investigation.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually ask out. What I'm going to do now is ask out, because the other investigators are upstairs. I'm going to ask out the spirit people that are down here now and see if some of them can go upstairs and affect the other crew.
Good thinking. I don't know that we're doing that.
Okay. Are you still with us? Are you still with us, please? Friends, come forward. Are you still with us? Yes. I will ask you now, we have many friends upstairs. We have many friends above us, in the room above us. Could you please go and do something around them? Could you do something around them for us? Something that they can hear and see. Maybe you can do that for us.
Was that?
Please tap in response. Can you do that for us?
Please, Father Gerald, if it's you, do that. Make that noise again. Summon up the energy and do it again.
Say I've got the biggest pain going right the way atop my head there. It's shooting. It's right there. Right now. It's just come on me.
Oh, the Western.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a headache, a sharp pain or a dull pain.
It's a very, very sharp pain.
What is that noise?
Now.
What is that noise?
Cash till's just started.
The cash till's started to go off on its own.
I'm going to go and check.
Okay.
Come on, kids. If you're here, do please carry on.
Okay, they've heard something upstairs. They've heard something upstairs when I asked them to do something. They've just heard something.
Fantastic.
Brilliant
Okay.
responding.
All right, that's fantastic. And the cash till's gone off as well.
Brilliant.
I don't know if we caught the noise in the studio, but there was like a... At first I thought it might have been a webcam moving, but it's definitely the cash till just going off on its own. Now, there's no one in there at all. And it's just gone off on its own.
Still going there.
Do you want to go and do you want to go, John, and have a look?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. We'll stay here with the webcam. Okay. Okay. Still going. Can you hear the cash register going?
Oh, I see the till roll, yeah.
Okay. Join hands again.
What is that?
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Let's
Just going.
Stop.
It just comes and goes every now and again. It's really weird. There's nobody in there, all the doors are locked.
The exact time is 10 p.m. Exact time is 10 p.m, so they need to check with the owner if it's on some automatic cashing up.
And again, please, friends, please, again, move the table. Please. Are you still here with us, friends? Again. Please move the table again. John is tapping. John is tapping. Just on the table. Was that you, John, that just made that noise behind you?
Yes.
Like a grill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
Got my foot on yours.
You got your foot on mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please move the table again. It's really rapping hard. Move the table again for us. Please, can you move it in such a way that we have to stand up? Come forward, please don't leave us. Don't leave us. Move the table again. You getting it, John?
Yeah, it's very faint. Yeah. And these are London.
Are you children?
Yeah.
You're children? Can you move the table for us again, please, children? Please play with us. All of you together, try and move this table. Come on. Here we go. Who's moving now?
I've got quite a lot of weight on it. I just realised
Put your
I
hands
had.
back. Put your hands back. Do you want to see your mummies and daddies again? Ooh. We'll send you on your way. We will, promise. Just play with us some more. Do something else in this building for us now. Come on, sweethearts. Do something else for us in this building now. Come on, sweethearts. Do something. Do something.
Why do you turn constant knocking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just constant knocking. The table's going. Come on, please. Keep going, children. Keep going. Go on. Really move this table. Maybe if you could crawl underneath it and push it up with your hands. That would be really fun. Can you do that? Go on, try and do that. Go on, you can do that. Get under the table and really push it up with your hands. Come on, come on. Come on. Is Max around, Andy?
Yeah, I'm in for you.
Yeah. Come on, do you like dogs? Do you like dogs? No. Absolutely not.
Yeah, but probably
Completely
then
stuck.
somebody wouldn't really have had pets as dogs, would they? Or would they? I don't know.
I don't know, we just haven't a clue. It's just interesting that they're definitely here, they're all around us. The knocks were just unbelievable. That, like, really under the table like that. Can you do something else for us in this room, in this building?
Can we ask, just as an experiment, can we ask for knocks? Because you seem to be getting a lot of results. If we ask for knocks, and then halfway through the knocks, ask them to stop.
Okay.
Just so we can take away from everyone else that, the fact that it's not something else that we're just tapping into. Yeah,
Can we try it with palms up?
Palms up,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that
Okay.
right?
Okay. Are you still with us? Yeah. Okay. Do you want to bring him quite close to the table, Mark? Can you see the dog here with us? Ooh. Can you see? Are you frightened of the dog? Children are frightened of the dog. Oh, Max, can you sense anything, Max? Can you see the dog? He's a friendly dog.
Crying out loud.
What's the matter?
I just had a real cold. It was like a real cold breeze, but it was followed by quite a rancid smell. Quite an unpleasant smell. Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be bothered by the table, does it, at the minute? Okay.
I just get there was just a breeze, a real strong breeze, but then it was like I say, it's quite a rancid smell, like a I don't know, rotten.
Do you know what I think we should do? I think what we should do now is leave this table here. Whoa!
Yeah, knock it down.
You getting that, John?
3 or 4 of them.
Wow.
Bang, bang, bang.
Can you hear me, please? Please. Right, Max? We're going to leave this table here and we're going to go upstairs now. Do you want to come with us? Do you want to come with us? Are you going to follow us upstairs? Okay. Now, Derek, in this situation, do you actually have to close down the table? But because we're still communicating with the spirits, how does that work?
Well, if we want to go upstairs, and as you've been asking them, will you follow us up? It would be best to keep the conditions open, and not to close it.
Okay, we'll do that now. It's back to the studio with David. Max was just doing a little bit of whining there. We've had this amazing knocking. It won't be as loud to you in the...
Listen to that, I'm going to go.
Can you knock again? And again, please. Can you make it really loud for us? And louder, shh, louder. A big bang. A really big bang. Okay, quite quiet. We're going to go upstairs now. We'll take Max with us and see, because no one's been upstairs yet. We can always come back down here. This always fascinates me, this banging. It's absolutely amazing. David, it's back to you in the studio. We're going to reposition ourselves upstairs. Wow.
Well, strange stuff indeed seems to be going on at the location. But what are you saying at home? Julian?
Thanks, David. Busy. Thank you very much indeed for all your texts, emails and sightings. First of all, Dean and Anne-Marie from Wigan are already hiding behind the sofa. Alan from Liverpool, Laura from Limavady and Krista from Columbus in Ohio all think the team will be will contact a man named George tonight. And John from Window Rock, Arizona wants Yvette to take care tonight after challenging the spirits in last night's show. Now, let's look at the webcams and update you on what people are saying on this. Really busy. First of all, webcam 1, here we are, the blacksmiths, and loads of reports coming in from the United States on this one. Kelly and Joe in New York, Kathy in Indiana and Dustin in Indianapolis have all seen a shadowy figure of a man standing in the doorway. And Dawn, Ty and Beth in Orlando say that a man from the 15th century is sitting on the blacksmith's bench. Now, webcam 2, that's the torture chair. Hundreds of reports of a shadowy figure walking around near the torture chair, including Stephen in Manchester, Tracy in Northants, Pam and Jeff in Birmingham, and Andy in Virginia. And on webcam 3, which is in the main room, Chiara in Ireland can see the word lost on the table. I don't know if you can see that. Andy in Falkirk, and Gary and Lisa in Henna warn Yvette to be careful, and Liam Burnley can see a child about 9 standing near Yvette on that webcam. And webcam 4, let's quickly look at that. Trish in Bury St Edmunds is hearing a constant whistling sound on that webcam. Adam in Sawbridgeworth can see a grey mist following Derek, and Ben and Terry in Birmingham have seen a mist floating by Carl's head. So very busy. MostHauntedLive.net is the web address to see those webcams, so let us know what you think. Now, the photo messages, incredibly popular, as I always say. Again, hundreds and hundreds coming in, 07725 203 049. And let's have a look at some right now. First of all, Samantha in Essex caught this light next to a candle. Is it an orb? There you are, you can see it there. That's what she asked the question, Samantha in Essex, thank you. Bex from Newent photographed this orb next to her TV when David Bull was on air earlier. Trying to work that one out there, but there's something going on down there, so thank you, Bex. And Simon and Jackie in London have no explanation for this strange light behind the chair. Oh, yeah, you can see it there. Right, any thoughts? Well, we will have your photo messages, please. Send them in to 07725 203 049. Get permission from whoever you take a picture of in case they land up on the telly tonight. Details on the website, MostHauntedLive.net. More from Interactive a little bit later on. David, back to you.
Very strange photos indeed, aren't they? Especially that one of me. Very odd indeed. And also, it's wonderful to get so many comments from our viewers on the Travel Channel.
Yeah, big response from America tonight. Really
fantastic. Well, and if you are watching on the Travel Channel in the United States, we're very pleased to have you with us. Now, obviously, we've had a lot of information that seems to have come out from the location. Let's go and find out from Richard Jones how much of this he can accord with. So, Richard, there's a lot to go through here. Now, first of all, perhaps we'll start with the fire. Well, start with the place, because we've talked about incarceration. We've talked about, Derek said, 1265 prison. People were butchered and tortured.
Right, well, interesting enough, the first mention of the prison on the site, and I should say we're at the Clink prison, and...
So it was a prison, right?
Yeah, well, it's more or less on the site of the Clink prison. Now, the Clink prison belonged to the Bishops of Winchester. Winchester House was just around that area, and it was actually initially set up, according to John Stow in his survey of London in 1509, it was to punish those who broke the peace in the bishops' brothels. As a consequence of that, it then became sort of the prison that gave its name to all others. It was the Clink prison, basically. But interesting enough, something quite interesting has come up on my monitor down here, because I've been watching the text coming in from home, and Lee and Helen in Catterick have actually said that the letter G will be important tonight. And interesting enough, Winchester House was actually built for William Gifford in 1109, the Bishop of Winchester.
OK, what about these dates? Because Derek mentioned 1265, 1614, and was very sure that it was a prison of sorts throughout those years. Is that true?
Well, this is the problem. We've got the first mention of it in 1509, but it doesn't mean there wasn't a prison there on that site. The bishops certainly were punishing wrongdoers in the area, so there was probably a prison on the site at the time.
OK, now what about all these children? Were any children ever incarcerated there?
I've got nothing on children being incarcerated in the prison as such. I mean, later on it became a debtors' prison. Now, it was actually quite common when debtors were taken to prison for the families to move in with them. This, for example, happened to Charles Dickens when his father, John Dickens, was imprisoned in another nearby prison called the Marshalsea. And his entire family moved in with him, with the exception of Charles, who was sent to work.
And what about this fire that apparently destroyed everything? This fire that apparently destroyed everything?
The fire's probably a reference to the year 1780 when the Gordon riots swept across London. And the Gordon rioters, the anti-papist riots, the Gordon rioters burnt down the prison, which by that stage had become so rotten.
And it was razed to the ground?
It was razed to the ground, and they never rebuilt it because it had just become so ruinous.
Great stuff. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So, our investigation continues in what we've now heard is a prison. It's one of the UK's oldest jails. But what spirits and ghouls will reawake? Find out on Most Haunted Live after the break.